The inflation figures are out. Now, what does this mean? Well, specifically, the gap between public and private wages is growing. And the NHS, which bore the brunt of the pandemic, is suffering. What is the message that the government is giving the NHS? What is the message? You will go to work when everyone else stays at home. When it's over, when the pandemic is over, we will give you the smallest pay rise and no benefit for the huge sacrifices you made. It's so treacherous. It's akin to taking soldiers from the First and Second World War who have stood against all that lead, who have been kicking the enemy and winning, and so now go back to being poor and miserable. It's unacceptable. It's as if the Conservative Party is trying to lose an election and trying to destroy our country at the same time. And it's all so tricksy. Sunak is a tricks-based economist. He doesn't cut current spending, he cuts future spending. I don't understand what ethical universe he is in where he says that we will freeze the pay increase for the foreseeable future for the NHS. In what world is it that we are not going to give a pay increase that is equivalent to inflation? In what world is it that we are going to punish those people who have been working the hardest, who have borne a disproportionate responsibility for us during the pandemic, and they now will not be recompensed for it? It's not like the job has got any easier. All illnesses still continue. In fact, all these new illnesses still continue. We need the NHS as much now as we needed it then. We need medical help now as much as we needed it then, and in fact, we're getting it less. As I know, it's even less accessible now than it was then. Even if we think of the NHS as a failed experiment, the government, the government's pay options are lagging behind the private sector. It's demonstrable. The message the government is sending is reprehensible and is utterly wrong. You take responsibility, you take risk, and you suffer. We don't care. We will give you sympathy. We will give you a clap. We will make a noise. Stay humble is what the government is saying. Stay humble and be content with the noise. It just seems to me as if this present government has taken a nosedive into insanity. This is not the way to... It's not so much that this is not the way to run a country. This is not the way towards any form of success. And this is not the way towards a moral benchmark. All governments lie. But this government seems to be setting out to lie in the most egregious way that is possible. It's as if it's taking direction from Mr. Putin. I'm so shocked. So is Bay, of course.